Hey campers, how you doing? Matt Sardo, Monkey Swing Robots, and I had another crazy thought in my head. If you saw by the title, how Buffy the Vampire Slayer changed the comic book industry. So back in 2007, uh, Dark Horse released Buffy the Vampire Slayer #1. It was in continuation with the TV series that had gotten canceled or ended, and this book brought in so many non-traditional comic book readers. And then while they were reading this, it opened up an opportunity for other indie books to kind of creep in and be like, "Oh, you like Buffy? Let's check out these other titles that Image and other indie people are creating." And I really, I don't think we talk about enough about how influential like this Buffy series was. Um, it brought, like I said, it brought in a ton of new readers, and then those readers were low hanging fruit for all the amazing non big two, non superhero books that were being published at the time. And there was a lot of good stuff going on in 2007 in the late aughts with indie books. And say what you know, Josh Whedon, bad guy, did lots of bad things. Really don't want to say positive things about him, but I will say positive things about Dark Horse and them seeing an opportunity in bringing in a new audience, because the audience deserved to be served. And there's audiences out there that, if they're given the opportunity, will enjoy comic books. And so then I've been trying to think about what is the show that's on now that would, if it got canceled or whatever, if they made a series of it, would draw in new readers. Walking Dead brought in tons of new readers, but that comic book was already established before the show. But I'm trying to think of what shows are out there right now, because I think Dark Horse is doing Expanse right now. They have an Expanse book coming out. I mean, that's a series that feels like there should be more stories told in that universe. I don't know if it'll bring in outside readers. I'm trying to think of what else is out there. Or are we at this point in time, like, because when Buffy was around, Buffy was this, like, you still had to TiVo it, or you had to like run to your TV and watch it live. Like, are we so fractured of an audience now with like streaming and other platforms that deliver content that you're just going to move on to the next best thing? Or like, where's that passionate fan base, and like, what are they watching? I'm trying to think of what it is right now that's going on. And I wonder if it just was like a perfect juncture of time for Buffy fans and the comic book industry, and they just converged, and the synergy just clicked, and people came into the store and bought the book, or they bought the trade, and it continued for a long time. And I remember customers coming in, and some of them just had Buffy on their thing as their pull, and then they slowly just expanded and were like, "Oh, look at all this other stuff that's going on in the world of comic books," because comic books are a medium, but there's a million genres within the comic book medium, and I don't think enough people know about that. But I wanted to give a shout out to Buffy, not to Josh Whedon, but to Buffy and the Buffy fans, and for them coming into comic book stores, and because some of them already were reading comic books. I'm not saying they weren't, but like, they came out and then they started supporting the medium, and I think that's amazing. And I think they were rewarded, and I'm welcome to the family, and I hope you're still around. I mean, it's a whole. If you think about 2007, we're like almost 20 years. I mean, like, we're 4 so we're at 15 plus years in. I mean, that's a generation of fans that were created by Buffy that are now reading comic books and hopefully passing it on to the next generation, and that's pretty amazing. So it's something I wanted to like look back on and like give a little shout out to Dark Horse for figuring out a niche and bringing in new readers. So my question to you guys now is again, what is that show that's on now that if it got canceled, the fans are so passionate that they would like go into a comic book shop and read like a monthly comic book about the series? Um, I'm kind of at a loss for words right now because like what I'm watching is so all over the place. And I think I'm getting it all. Like I don't think anything's getting canceled like right now, but like what is that passionate fan base right now that's watching something and they're like, "Oh man, I really need more of this." I would probably read Fleabag. I think Fleabag is a series that ended before I was ready for it to end. So that if there was a comic book or a graphic novel for Fleabag that gave me one more season of Fleabag, I would definitely buy the graphic novel of Fleabag. Oh man, what else is out there that you would do? But all right, if you got an idea of a show that you would like to see um, made into a comic book, into a monthly series, and that you think it would bring in readers that aren't traditional comic book readers into a store. Like that's the criteria there. So comment below with all that. Let me know what you think of this type of video. I'm going to try to do more flashbacks and see what we got going on here. Love all the support. We reached 2,000 subscribers. That's pretty amazing because we just reached 1,000 a couple months ago. So to double our subscriber base is spectacular. And I wouldn't be doing this without you. So thank you. And you guys have a great new comic book day.